Welcome to my channel. So, welcome to Reddit Australia. Today we're going to dive into the first story from Hungry Sky 3185. So, leave a comment down below what you think of this story, guys. Bye for now. Let's get straight into it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well and having a beautiful day. Well, my name is Karen if you're here for the first time, and welcome to Am I the A-hole Australia. Is so brilliant, so brilliant. Now today we're going to be doing a few readings, so leave your comment down below what you think your response would have been to these Reddit posts, and also I'm going to share with you response what other readers have said about this post. So let's dive straight into it. All right, so let's get into reading. So, am I the a-hole for freaking out over my wife's not serious cheating excuse? So, I, 31 male, have been married to my wife, 30 female. Let's call her Jess, for 3 years. Everything was pretty normal until recently when I caught her in a lie that's made me question everything. Jess has been super secretive with her phone lately, always talking on it into the bathroom, sleeping with it under her pillow. You know the drill. Those are usually the kind of signs you're going to get, isn't it? Yeah. All right, let's continue with this post, okay? I confronted her and she said it was just work stuff. But her tone was off. I found a hotel receipt in her purse. When I asked, she said it was for work. But then I saw a text from a guy on her phone saying something like, "Can't wait for the next time." When I asked about it, she got defensive, saying it was just a friend and nothing happened. She admitted to meeting up with this guy, but said it was nothing serious. Like she actually used those words. She claimed they just talked, but come on. Who books a hotel from... I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but the audacity of these people to expect their partners to believe these stupid lies. So he continues to write. He said, but come on, who books a hotel room just for chat? Realistically, come on. I mean, if you want to have a chat, you sit at a park bench, don't you? Okay. Now, his question is, now, here's where I might be the a-hole. I yelled at her, like really yelled. Said some stuff I probably shouldn't have, like calling her a liar and saying I was stupid for marrying someone so naive or deceitful. I told her family. In the heat of the moment, I called her sister and spilled everything. Jess was mortified and now her family is involved. I'm thinking about divorce. I love her, but this whole not serious cheating excuse has me doubting everything. Jess says I'm the asshole for overreacting. She insists it was just a conversation, nothing more, and that I'm blowing this out of proportion. So Reddit, he asks, am I the a-hole for yelling and saying harsh things in the heat of the moment, involving her family and considering divorce over what she claims was not serious? All right, well, in my opinion, to be honest, I honestly feel that if you have a problem, first of all, let's just put this out there. If you are hiding your phone, if you are secretive with your phone, you are ultimately hiding something. That is the reality of it. The reason why you will hide your phone or protect your phone is because you don't want anyone else to stumble upon your messages, your texts, accidentally pick up the phone when it rings. That is the whole thing there. So for me, if you're doing that, you've got something to hide. If it wasn't serious, all you need to do is say, oh, we had a chat, and that was it. But to go to the park, but to go to a hotel to have a chat, it doesn't seem very clear to me. It doesn't seem very honest. I think if you're going to a hotel, without your husband knowing you're going to do something else. That's just the way I see it, all right? So I personally think you are not the a-hole for screaming at her. I mean, had it been me, well, it would have been yelling to the moon and back, and probably a bit more too. All right, so let's see what Reddit has to say. I have a friend that books conversations at hotel rooms for $300 an hour. That's what Vegetable Business 897 said. So there it is, right there. There it is. I mean, what else? What else are you asking? Okay, they could have been playing Scrabble in the room. That's what's the gladiator. Yeah, playing Scrabble. Maybe they were reading the complimentary Bible. Yeah, who does that? Okay, so I think show respect. So Taint Num says, show respect. Give Samuel L. Jackson his entire mother name. Okay, so absolutely right to yell at her. Someone else has said. So I think based on what Reddit is saying, Reddit Australia, I might add, is saying, is that you are not the a-hole. Guys, share with me down below. What do you think is actually going on here? I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, who does that? I really don't know who does something like that. That is wrong. If you have a problem, you talk to your partner. You don't go talk to somebody else in a hotel. So, yeah, in my personal opinion, she's having an affair. That's it. She literally is. I mean, you're not the a-hole, mate. Thinking about the divorce, I don't know. You need to decide whether you're the type of person who can forgive and give a second chance. Some people say once you've crossed the line, you know, it's done. You know, some people say once a cheater, always a cheater. That's what it is for some people, you know, and it's done. So I personally think you're not the a-hole. Reddit Australia says you're not the a-hole. So that's what it is. Before we move on, guys, there is an update. So let's read it and see what's going on. Okay, so update on am I the a-hole for freaking out over my wife's not serious cheating excuse. I wanted to give an update since a lot has happened, and honestly, I'm feeling pretty lost. Not very good. If you haven't seen my original post, here is the quick rundown. I, 31 male, found out my wife, Jess, 30 female, had been hiding some things from me. A hotel receipt, secretive texts, and some really sketchy behavior around her phone. When I confronted her, she admitted to meeting up with another guy, but she kept downplaying, saying it was nothing serious. The phrase "not serious" kept replaying in my head. She seemed so casual about it, it was no big deal. But to me, it was everything. My wife meeting another guy on secret wasn't something I could brush off. I felt like my entire world has been flipped upside down. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. When we had that first confrontation, I lost control. I yelled, I said things I regret, I was hurt, and I lashed out. But worse than that, in a moment of anger, I called her sister and told her everything. It wasn't planned. I just couldn't handle the weight of it all. Jess was furious, understandably, blah, blah. But at the time, I thought she deserved the shame, to be held accountable by someone other than me. I mean, to be fair, you do go for family for support, especially if you're a close-knit family. So I could understand him reaching out and, you know, really sort of wanting to get the sister's opinion and to get the sister to weigh in to see, you know, whether or not her behavior was ratchet, which it was, to be honest. All right, so he continues to say, Since that night, things have been tense to say the least. Jess hasn't denied meeting the guy, but insists it was nothing beyond emotional connection. And she keeps saying that I'm blowing things out of proportion. But how am I supposed to feel when the person I trusted most in the world is having secret meetups? That's it. That's it in a nutshell, you know. Whether or not it got physical, it doesn't change the fact that she betrayed me. I mean, guys, we gotta be honest, yeah, because cheating is not only physical. It is also mental as well. And sometimes for women, mental is the thing. Mental is where it all happens for us, because we create this vision of these things going so sexy and so beautiful and so romantic. And in reality, for a man, it's just done. You know, so let's just be honest about that. So it is a big deal for her to actually go there and have the meeting with that guy. Okay, let's work on the premise that it was just simply a meetup and a chat. The mindset to go there alone says a lot about her individually and what her intentions would be moving forward, because that would have set the tone. Whether or not something happened then, it already happened in her mind, because she's creating an emotional connection with that person, which is a lot more stronger than a physical, in my personal opinion. Let me know down below what you think and what I just said. Okay, so he continues to say, the worst part is that we're barely communicating. I want to scream every time I think about that hotel receipt, but at the same time, I feel completely numb. Jess said it was a big deal and I'm overreacting, but no, I cannot react when it feels like life I thought we were building is suddenly filled with lies. So he feels really broken. He feels like his whole world has been torn apart. Since that, in her family, things have gotten messier. Her sister called me trying to mediate, but I couldn't even put my feelings into words. I wasn't looking for mediation. I wasn't looking for understanding, for someone to tell me I wasn't crazy or feeling this devastated. Now her entire family knows, and while some are trying to stay neutral, there is this tension hanging over everything. Jess is furious. Tough. You created that scenario. Tough, Jess. Sorry, you created it. So you gotta fix it. I aired out our dirty laundry, and in hindsight, I realized that maybe I shouldn't have. I regret pulling others into this mess, but I also know how to undo the damage that has been done. I also don't know. To be honest, yes, you kind of put your business out there. Well, you're doing that on Reddit anyway. But I also feel sometimes when we feel like the world is closing in on us, some people do either one or two things. Some people really get angry and lash out, and some people will reach out looking for sympathy, looking for understanding, looking for help, looking for support. And some people get really angry and frustrated, and they just want to break and destroy everything. So it's an honest reaction, I think, to something that you were not expecting your loved one to do, because he sounds like he really adores his wife. So for her to shatter his world, I can totally understand why he would react that way. Okay, let's continue to see what he continued to say. I've been staying with a friend for the past few days to get some space and figure out what I'm feeling. I thought that it would help to clear my head, but if anything, I just feel more confused. Part of me loves Jess. That's my ring doorbell. I think, hear what? Let's put it on silent. That will be, so it doesn't interrupt us anymore. Okay, let's go back. I feel more confused. Part of me loves Jess deeply, but the thought of walking away from our marriage hurts more than I can explain. But another part of me wonders if I'll ever be able to trust her again. And that's what's up, guys. Once that trust is broken, it's like, you know, the world is shattered. It's like those plates are falling on the floor, and there's no way you can put those plates back together. No matter how much you glue them back together, It is not, that bond is not there. That strength is not there anymore. It's gone. And that's what happens. And everything else starts to chip away and chip away and chip away. Okay, let's continue. Part of me loves Jess deeply, but the thought of walking away from our marriage hurts more than I can explain. But another part of me wonders if I'll ever be able to trust her again. Every time I look at her now, all I see is that hotel receipt and those texts. It's hard not to feel stupid or for not seeing the signs earlier. The secrecy, the defensiveness, it was all right there in front of me, and I ignored it because I wanted to believe we were solid. Now I'm questioning if I ever really knew her at all. That's deep. That is deep. It's done. It's over. You can hear it in his tone. It's over. Once you start going down that road, there's no coming back because it's gone. That inner relationship piece is gone. It's definitely gone. I don't know what's next. Divorce feels like a massive decision, but so does staying in a marriage where trust has been broken. I'm talking to a therapist now, trying to figure out my emotions before making my life-changing moves. I still love Jess, and I never thought I'd be in this situation. But love isn't enough to fix something this broken. To everyone who commented on my original post, thank you. Your words have helped me. Dude, I feel for you. I really do. That's tough. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. That was a really tough one. And yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to him because it's really sad when you feel so connected to your husband or your wife and something happens that pulls you apart so much. So I really hope that, and you're not the a-hole. You're not the a-hole for being your authentic, true self in a reaction moment where you needed to react that way. Because reacting another way would not have been normal in my eyes. So when you feel betrayed, that's how you react. Am I the a-hole for considering leaving my fiance over a drunken joke? All right, let's see how stupid he was. Okay, I, female 27, have been in a relationship with my fiance, male 41, for the last 5 years. I'm currently pregnant with our first baby due in March 2025. Okay, this was posted 8 hours ago. We were invited to one of my fiance's friend's wedding on the weekend. It was a beautiful wedding and everyone was having fun. All the guests at our table were my fiance's friends and their significant other. For obvious reasons, I was the only sober one and everyone else was drinking. The other guys at our table started joking about that old joke that their poor friend, the groom, will never receive an oral. Suddenly, my drunk fiancé interrupted them and said, well, it won't happen to him because in our house, it's on command. And she's not allowed to say no. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he would have it right there and then. That would have been a big buster party. Oh my gosh. How? Why would you embarrass your other half like that? His drunk friends high-fived him and I was mortified. I don't blame you. And other women gave me a weird look. Oh my gosh. He went on and on that you gotta set the expectations before getting serious. And she knows her job. Even when the baby comes, she knows her job, or I'll show her the door. Dude, you are drowning. It was so gross. He kept going on and on about it. Her body needs time to recover after birth, but her mouth can pull in the weight. In the meantime, I would have punched him in the throat. Sorry, I know that's violence, but that would have called for it. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing. I can't believe somebody will actually say that. Drunk or not, sorry, that's how you feel. No, when people are drunk, their true feelings come out. I always say that. I always say that. They reveal who they are. Show me a drunk person. Show me that real person. Wow. 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 At this point, his friends started joking even more. I left the table and I got an Uber and went home. My drunk fiancé came home and passed out. The next day I told him he embarrassed me and I was horrified. I asked, is he really gonna kick me out if I ever say no to him? Girl, you're asking the wrong question. Surely. Now I need to have to word with you one-to-one. You're asking the wrong question. Is he gonna kick you out? Please, you should have been running from that person. Run, run, run. So, he said, of course not. I was drunk and stupid and said some dumbass shit. I told him I was so embarrassed and he thinks I am overreacting and no one will even remember because everyone was super drunk. I have been really distant and he keeps saying I'm overreacting and I should get over it. No, girl, you're not. You're not. No. She asked a question. Am I the a-hole for considering to leave him? No, you're not. I'm sorry, he crossed lines there. What happens in the bedrooms between a couple stays in the bedroom. Is not something to discuss with your friends, nor to joke about it. And if you're drunk, you should not cross those lines. If you have that mental state already before you're drunk, you're not going to do it when you're drunk. And I'll tell you something. That is not the first time that dude has said that. That is not the first time. He has done it before. They've had that conversation before because that's the type of group friends they are. So that is what they conversate about. Leave his ass now and get child support. That's it. It's not worth it. He's going to do it again. He has to learn his lesson. Okay, in my opinion, he is definitely the a-hole. Let's see what Reddit has to say. Ganking Dean says, seriously, start developing an exit strategy. That's what it is. Definitely. It's time to start planning. Time to start playing. Mysterious Novel 2793 says, this is not a man that cherishes you. Of course not. Of course not. Any man who wants to devalue you in front of his friends, you are not on his pedestal. As simple as that. You're not. You are wasting your time. You're having a child for a man who has no respects for you. Lady, I feel your pain because I would have punched him in the throat. Then got my Uber. That is just like, no way, no way, no way. Somebody says, no question 470. The narcissistic gaslighting afterwards shows exactly where you stand with him. Absolutely. His comments are borderline abusive and echo terms often associated with sex trafficking. Whoa, she went hard. Saying in our house, that's so true. It's on command. Whoa, whoa. And she's not allowed to say no. Dude, you digging that hole real deep. You might as well bury yourself right now. Just jump in, cover yourself with the soil and just be done with it because you are digging yourself in it. Totally. Totally. Demonstrates that he doesn't care about you, your well-being, or recovering after carrying his child. Of course not. Implying that you should just comply because your mouth still works. I cannot even contemplate the thought process of how she felt in that moment because I know me. Guys, I'm telling you, that is crazy. That is like, that's what that comment says to me. Dude, you digging yourself real deep. Lady, run. Put on your training shoes and run. Just run. Just run. She continues to say, this is no question. This is her response to her. Then to brush it all off as a joke, that's outrageous behavior. You need to leave this relationship. It doesn't matter if he was drunk. He deliberately interpreted the conversation to say all of that about you in front of everyone, showing complete disregard and disrespect for you, your relationship, and your unborn child. That's what it is. That's what it is. Totally agreed. You are not the a-hole, love. Leave this man. If I could tell you that one-to-one, and if you see in this thread, leave him immediately. Yes, pack your shit, go to your parents' house, and just start planning to break away. Because anybody who speaks like that to your friends, trust me, they're gonna remember. They're gonna remember, and they're gonna look at you differently from now. Because every time they see you, all they're gonna be thinking is what you've been doing with your mouth. That's it. That's all they're gonna be seeing. So give yourself some dignity and leave that relationship. That's my advice to you. But you are not the a-hole. In fact, you will be the a-hole if you stay. That's what it is. So I hope you listen to everybody else on Reddit Australia who's giving you this advice. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed these two stories. We're going to leave it there today. And share with me down below what you think of story 1 and story 2. And remember, these are real lives. You know, these are what people are actually experiencing. So like and subscribe for more. And thank you for joining me on my first Reddit Australia Am I the A-hole? Bye for now, and I'll see you in the next one.